Capture the objective.
What is up, guys? Mr. Tony Stark here, bringing you some Black Ops 2 League play action. This is a 28-4 hardpoint match using the MSMC on the map Slums. Now, we were playing a full team. I believe this was one of Team Rewind's, my semi-competitive team, the team that's playing in the SBK League that I'm on. This was one of our 5 placement matches, and it went really well. It was one of the games that we were communicating well, and the other team just couldn't seem to get a rhythm against us. Now, as usual, I'm bringing some Black Ops gameplay. What I'm actually going to be talking about is about Black Ops 2 and Call of Duty in general, and it is about taking a loss and how to take a loss, and the fact that competitive and the fact that I'm playing more competitive is helping me take a loss. Now, normally, playing pubs, that's what I started in Call of Duty doing. That's what I started playing Call of Duty for, was to play public matches. And, I didn't really play competitive. I didn't play, 4-on-4, nothing like that. Wasn't into MLG. And the more and more that I lost to bad kids or people that I felt were worse than me at the game, the worse of a time that I was having. I found myself having harder time I had a harder time with sportsmanship and being okay with losing and always wanting to win. But when it come down to it, I realized recently that it's not about so much that I want to win. Everyone likes to win. No one likes to lose. And if you could win every game, you probably would. Now, I did a commentary when my channel first started about sportsmanship, and I talked about the differences between being a good sport, being a poor sport. If you can take a loss, you should be able to take a win just as gracefully. And vice versa. If you can take a win, you should be able to take a loss. With that being said, in public matches, it comes down to whether or not you feel like you're getting screwed, for lack of a better term. If you feel like you're better than the other people on the other team and they're still beating you, you're going to be mad. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If someone's better than you and you lose to them, you're not going to be a happy camper. Why? Because you feel like you were robbed. You feel like you got the short end of the stick. And while that may be true, taking a loss with dignity and learning from that loss is what competitive Call of Duty or competitive gaming is about. For me, this is what I've discovered over the past few weeks or so. The more and more that I play competitively, the less and less I have problems with losing. Why? Because a lot of the games that you lose are really close. Where you were there, you were doing exactly everything that you needed to do up until the very, very last few seconds of the game where you just made a mistake or your team made a mistake and the other team just outplayed you. And that in and of itself is okay. Whenever you look at it that way and you look at, okay, this is what I did this game, this is why we lost. And you can go back and actually see the exact moment whenever the tides were turned for the game that you lost. That's whenever you can actually learn from it and be okay with the fact that, yeah, we lost, but you know what? Next time, we're going to be even that much better because of this. And no one looks at it that way. Whenever you lose to a team in league play and you say, good game, to them, when they won, they're caught off guard. Why? Because they expect you to trash talk them. They expect you to complain about connection. They expect you to tell them that they're gay, that that they're garbage at the game, whatever it might be. And while sometimes that may be true, and sometimes they may cheat. I know I was DDoSed again the other day in league play, and that sucks. That's not fun. And so, with that being said, you have to deal with all these different things. But if you tell them good game when you lose, it throws everything off. Why? Because the winning team's usually the one that's the first to say good game. Why? Because it was a good game, they won. They're happy with it. But if the losing team says it, and you can take that loss with dignity, you're not only showing them that you are giving them credit for playing well, but you're showing them that you can take the loss and be a good sport about it. And that next time, whenever you win, you're going to show them the same respect, and you're going to say good game to them when they lost. And it's going to actually mean something. It's going to go back and forth. And that really just... it's missing, and the idea of taking a loss and the aspect of being okay with it is really missing from competitive Call of Duty in general. But if you look at it the way that I'm looking at it, the way that I'm presenting, it's really something that everyone can learn from. And I honestly feel that as hard as it has been for me to become an even better sport and play, and and I still get mad and I still rage, and that's going to happen. You're always going to have those moments where you're just like, wow, I lost my cool over that, and that really, really made me angry. But if you can take a loss with dignity and you can accept the fact that some people are just going to outplay you on certain times, you know, you're gonna have a better time with it, especially with competitive, and that's just my feeling on it. I thought about posting a gameplay where I actually did lose, just to say, you know, look, this is where we messed up, and this is where, you know, we could learn from the mistakes that we made in game. But you know, this was one of the first games that I had, like I said, from our placement matches, and it was a good game, so I'm using that. And the enemy team, they were really graceful. When I went to tell them good game, they said, you know, good game, you guys played really well. And it's surprising because you don't really run into that very much. But that's about all I have time for, guys. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. Leave some comments in the comment section below. But I'm out. Peace.